Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another plastic model build. 1950 Chevy 3100 pickup. Paint scheme on this is like the old Union Oil dealership. Not considered a wrecker, but it is a service truck for a Union Oil dealer, and we're going to be building it like that. So let's get started. There's the instructions, some chrome parts. There were lots of amber lenses in the glass, along with some red also, a couple of red ones. Tires, here's the decals that come with it. And there's the cab, hood and fenders and some other parts there. One more bag of parts. So let's get these opened up and begin our build. I'm going to be concentrating on step one, which is the engine. On this kit, they do tell you what color to paint the parts, but it's on the assembly steps. It's not a separate sheet with a letter denoting the paint color. An example, you can see it says belt pulleys, pulleys gloss black, fan flat black, generator gloss black. So that continues on every step. It tells you what color to paint those parts. So we're going to get started with the engine, and I'm going to put all of this together first, as far as the engine block, oil pan, all of this. It all gets a medium gray color, so we're going to glue this together, and then we'll paint all of this at one time. The pulleys are a gloss black, and the fan belt itself is a flat black. So I'll just paint the belt flat black. And while I'm into it, I was scanning ahead here. There are a couple more things that need to be painted flat black. So I'll paint all of those while I have the brush in flat black paint. Well, we have most of the parts painted with the brush that we need to paint. What's left here will be painted body color, and the bed inside be brown. Alright, we have the suspension installed and the motor. So we're going to stop and let the glue dry. Then we'll continue on. The exhaust system and the drive shaft are next. Okay, other than tires and wheels, that completes the chassis. A little paint touch up to do in some places, but everything is put on, ready for tires and wheels. Alright, before we paint the cab, we installed these fender fillers, both sides, and then the rear cab extension. This piece that goes across here. So now the cab is ready to paint. The two inner fenders and the firewall are to be painted the same color as the body of the truck, which would be blue. And we can go ahead and put these together. See, we have a little notch that goes right there. It sets like that. So we'll glue them together, and then that'll be ready to paint. Doing some cleaning on the edges and filing. And this bed, now the bed part's going to be a wood color, brown. But I'm just test fitting it right now. I had to do a little trimming on the tailgate. Still pretty tight from side to side, but I think it'll work. Tailgate does open. That's pretty neat. So these parts are ready to go take a bath. Just use some soapy water and clean all the residue and the dirt and dust off. Here's the interior. Yeah, done a little two-tone on the door panels. Detailing on the dash. This has a flip-up seat. Here's the bed of the truck. And this is a front push board. And the two rails that go on the top of each side of the bed where the advertisements go on. Got kind of a weathered, washed look on these. And here's what I used to do that. Just a matte finish acrylic. This is water-based. That's what I like about it. Cleans up easy. These are called battens that go in between the two boards. These are to be a chrome color. So we're going to attempt to do that next. Think that'll work. I use my pick again. Just dip it down in the silver paint. Flow it down through those metal battens. Spray a coat of clear on the bed. Got the tires and wheels put together. Chassis ready for the wheels and tires. About got the cab ready to put some clear on. The fenders. And I painted between the fenders black, and I detailed the latch assembly. Clear sprayed on the bed sides and the front of the bed and the tailgate. So we're ready to flip these over. Put some clear on the back side. There's the bed. We still got to spray some clear on those fenders. And we'll just re-clear the whole bed side when we do that. Interior. Firewall and front inner fenders. They're ready to go in. And there's the truck body and the hood. Ready for some clear coat on those. And here are the windows and the windshield. We've got our silver painted around the edges of the windows. And around the windshield. And just a test fit. One coat of clear on the bed. And the hood. And I have to clear these side pieces and push board in the front for the decals to work, because I use water-based paint on these, and you got to seal that before you put a water slide decal on, or it won't work. Bad things will happen then. So I've already cleared one side, Some flipped them over, just use masking tape to hold them. And we'll put another coat on this side, and then they'll be ready for decals then. We'll let them dry. Do trimming if necessary on the edges. And then we'll put some more decals on top of the wood grain decal. Those are really nice. They make it look like a piece of wood. The other side that I put on first, they're about dry. Then we're going to put these decals, one on each side. Just touching up the edges of these bumpers where I broke them off the parts tree. You can see that one's white. Here's the outside mirror. You can see where it was attached. I filed it down. So let's touch that up. Alright. Chrome parts all ready to attach. Just put on the third coat of clear. We're going to give this cab another day probably to cure. Then we can put the decals on it. One decal installed on the passenger door. Well, hopefully we can have just as much success on the driver's door, because these are hard to put on. They're easy to tear when you try to slide them off, so trying to go really slow. That one looks okay. Alright, have the headlights in the grill put in, and we put our chrome on the side and the front of the hood. Because the window's attached from the outside, next step is to put the interior in the body. Interior installed, and the firewall and inner fenders. Alright, got the cab on. Everything fit well. I'm pretty impressed with the way the cab and the bed fit, especially this bed, as the frame had these 4 stakes and the bed had 4 pockets, and they just sit right down on there. You did have to feed these step boards up underneath the cab as you put the bed on, but nice fit. You notice the tailgate's missing. I've done some detailing on it. Let me show you that. Letters are blue, center's white. Then I had to put another coat of clear on top of that. Alright, tailgate's on. Ready for the rear bumper. Scrape the paint off the bumper mounts. Scrape this plating off on these attachment points. There's 4 of those. It's a big rear bumper. And there's our push board on the front. Don't use a bumper when you use push board. So we're going with that look. Next will be the running boards. And there's a passenger side. A little silver and some black. Make it stand out a little bit. And here's a final look at the 1950 Chevy Union Oil dealer truck. The only thing I wish I had done differently, the back window and the side windows. The instructions said to paint them where they look like they're chrome around those windows. I think it would look better if I'd have painted them just black around the windows, but I already done it and have them put on, so we're okay with that. It's about the only thing I would change. There's a look at what you can see of the interior. And there's a little better look at the interior. And let's take a look at the engine compartment. And the last thing I wanted to mention on this truck, this was all painted with a brush, except for the top coat. Now I did use spray clear for it. But the orange and the blue, we painted them with a water-based acrylic and with a brush. What I like about the acrylic water-based, easy cleanup. My other models I've used spray paint and clear on the top, but tried something different on this one. That is just a brush on water-based paint and then clear sprayed over the top. Well, that wraps it up. Thank you for watching the video. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, how about giving us a like and subscribing to our channel? Thanks.